All right, but yeah, we're gonna start. We're gonna start with a set review. And then, as always, when we do set reviews, I'm not really gonna be taking much questions and stuff from chat. I'll still, keep attention to it. And if something very relevant comes up, then of course I'll try to explain it further. But yeah, for the most part, we have 5 matches to go over. I'll go over them, and then for the most part, we'll take questions afterwards. And then once I'm done, we're playing some Ultimate, and then Mario Kart or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon after that. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get started. And yeah, yeah, this set review we're gonna focus on it from Coffee's perspective. So from this in this particular match, it's gonna be from Inkling's perspective. Inkling versus Shulk. Alright. So yeah. Like normally like against sword fighters, but especially against Shulk, you want to be very careful with how much you stay in the air. Shulk, honestly, regardless of Monado, he uses a lot of like the similar moves. The thing is also he doesn't have like the fastest frame data by any means. Like he has pretty slow startup on a lot of moves, right? And parry is gonna be incredibly important against Shulk. Many times you want to stay grounded and at least have the threat of parry. In the air, has so much range, and he normally beats you out like head to head, unless like you are super close and you manage to get a move out in time. So more grounded approach is good. Oh, that one you gotta be careful about. This is actually like Shulk specific, but you can't rapid jab him. Like, if you rapid jab him, he can, assuming he has shield Monado, if he has shield Monado, he can swap mid rapid jab and punish you for it. And if you have like, not even that high damage, he can switch to smash Monado and kill you really early. So rapid jab, only do it if he's super low on shield Monado, so he's going to be out of it before the rapid jab is over, or if he has used all of it and can't get access to it for, like during the duration of rapid jab. So yeah, Shulk is one of the characters you don't want to rapid jab against. Bowser is another one. But yeah, that's super important to keep in mind. Yeah, that should have been, shield Monado and a punish. Oh. Yeah, it's against Shulk also, if possible. In these type of scenarios, you do not want to like directly challenge him from above, because this up tilt is like look at this. It's really hard to like contest this move. While his upper doesn't really have like horizontal reach, it just goes like straight up pretty much. So when you try to come down against Shulk, never try to do it from like directly above. It's super hard, honestly. Yeah, like rapid jabs in general, yeah. A Shulk more aware of it will keep punishing rapid jabs. No parry attempts either so far. I know like this is online, so parries are gonna be harder. So that's something we need to remember as well, that might be the reason why, less parry attempts are even made. I know I personally try to go for less parries, since it's just annoying online, but still. The thing is also, like, parries is something you actually can practice. You can practice it on your own. Like in training mode. Just plug in, like, 2 controllers. Or even, like, have the CPU shoot, like, projectiles from far distance. So it's something you can practice on your own. which I highly, highly recommend because it's super important in this game. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a greedy roller for sure. Yeah, normally when you do rollers, you want to do them either after tech chase scenarios, if you think they're gonna tech roll, or on very close distance where they can't really react to it. And especially does this hold true against fast characters, because some characters, they run at the same speed as Inkling's roller like travels. So if they dash away, even if they didn't react to your roller initially, if they dash away as you roller, and it's like, oh, they just run at the same speed, so you never catch up to them, and then, you know, you're in disadvantage. Yeah, I see like way too many of those, like a little bit like desperate aerial approaches. Like here, for example, like this type of scenario, you honestly should never really be able to compete with Shulk. Now, Blades actually barely miss this, but in general, those like far away aerial approaches, normally a bad idea, especially against a character with Shulk's range and disjoints. That's also a thing. Up throw up air, Shulk can shield Monado out of it. So if he has access to shield Monado, you actually can't up throw up air kill him. Which means that when he doesn't have access to shield Monado, that's like the times you want to get that grab if he is at kill percentage. Yeah, he tried to swap there. He can do it quicker, so yeah, it doesn't kill. Yeah, now it could be, yeah. That could have been a kill. Up throw up air you can actually practice in training mode. You can just put like whatever character you want to practice against. Put them at like a percentage that is like hard to connect on. And then you can see like the combo meter in training mode, if it still connects or not. Oh. I mean, those, yeah, those backslashes, if he does it on stage, you can shield it and up smash. If they do it to ledge, it can be more annoying to deal with sometimes. If they do it to ledge, I would say probably put out a splat bomb and try to time it so, you know, it sends him outwards. But if he does it on stage, it's like, yeah, just shield it and punish. That was good. That was a good splat bomb. Oh. For the most part, when he has shield Monado in these type of scenarios, I'd rather not go aggressive too much, because your reward if you hit him is basically nothing. But if he hits you, like, you're at lower damage, so you have much more to lose here. So normally when Shulk uses shield Monado, I try, on average, to take it a little bit more, you know, easy. Just because, like, the reward is so low. Parry up smashes are really good with Inkling too. Like, those type of aerials can, like, always be parried up smashes. Sometimes you can up smash out of shield, but a lot of aerials in this game have so little lag that you actually don't really get, you know, you don't have enough time. Since Inkling's up smash is not the fastest by any means. Oh, that was close. Oh yeah, there we see again, like trying to come down from above, like it's very dangerous. This was like a kind of bad timed up tilt from Blades, but it's just like that territory you do not want to be straight above, not Cloud, actually. But yeah, for sure, biggest things I see so far is not any parry attempts, which is super important, and too many desperate aerials. And Shulk, those are the two things he wants. He wants you to not parry, and he wants you to like try to contest his aerials from far away. Oh yeah, that could have been a kill. That would have been a kill. That would have been a kill. So yeah, again, careful with rapid jabs. I know some Shulks might not be aware of how their Monados, like, that they can actually shield Monado out of rapid jabs, but I promise, like, a lot of those will just straight up be kills. It's really annoying. So you just have to, like, accept it. Of course, if you play a tournament match and you know that your opponent actually don't know how to do this, I wouldn't blame the person for doing it, you know, for going for rapid jab, like, because you do get extra damage, right, if they don't actually punish you for it. But it's so important to, like, at least be aware of the fact that you will get killed by a better Shulk for doing that. The thing is also, like, this Shulk, he does a lot of his, like, aerials at, like, the same timing. And what that means is that parries are gonna be easier. Like, it's a thing in this game for sure where some people, it's easier and harder to parry against, even if they use the same character. Because some people, they always do aerial, like, at the same, like, height. They are always doing it, like, early, or they're always doing it late. Early is traditionally what people tend to do. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind too. Some people, they always do the same timing, so you don't even have to, like, try to adjust your parry timing. It's always the same. Yeah, up droppers can be really annoying to land online too, so I won't really say too much there. The only thing I would say, Coffee, is make sure to practice it in training mode, and if you consistently can get the up dropper to connect in training mode, like the combo counter, then I would say you're doing it right. But it can be good. Like, someone like Pichu can be good to practice against because he's a very small character and the window is quite small. I think it's like 89 to 94%. So I mean, that's a pretty good character to practice against. But if you feel like you can't get those to land at like 94, you can start with like the heavies like Bowser, K-Roll, and so on, and put them in that up to upper window, and then progressively like make it harder, like harder and harder character. Ooh. Yeah, stuff like comboing Shulk is also very different because up to uppers, like, they can also do like shield Monado. So it's like, it's hard to give the same flow chart for how to punish Shulk. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh yeah, that's very greedy by Blades. He has done a lot of these too, so this is also like a very important aspect in Smash. A lot of people keep doing the same little tricks or mix-ups or whatever you want to call it a lot of times. And that's often what separates players of different levels, is how quickly you can pick up on these things. This is probably like the 4th or 5th time Blades is going for a very greedy backslash, like right onto the stage. So what you can do in these type of scenarios is kind of like make it look like you don't expect it, and then at the last moment kind of just like, you know, put yourself in a position where you're gonna be able to punish it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can up smash that out of shield, even if you don't parry. Oh, that was so close. It does feel like a lot of times when you're off stage coffee, you kind of go for these like you're trying to like attack right away. I would honestly recommend you to more often just go to ledge. Of course, it's a bit scary to get ledge trapped, but a lot of these times when you like fall down with like air dodges or aerials here, it's even more risky, and good players will often like directly get a kill from those attempts. Ooh. That was very close. That was very close. It's like okay spacing, and you had your back turned. Even then, you almost got the punish. Oh no, up smash. Yeah, that's another one of those like very, very like aggressive jump in, trying to attack. Yeah, that was a bit fortunate for Coffee. With that down smash, barely didn't hit. Wait, where's game 2? Yeah, on this YouTube link, we're gonna do 3 matches, and then on the next one, 2. So, okay, next game against Samus. I haven't played P+ Cordo. I haven't. But I want to test it soon. Okay. Dark Samus. Dark Samus. Yeah. Like, in these matchups, like, in general, like, matchups like Samus, Pac-Man, Duck Hunt, these type of characters, it's very important to, like, not at all times just to try to rush in and break their zoning. The thing is, like, of course, you want to get in against these characters, but you often have to do it, like, step by step, rather than, like, brutally try to force your way in. And honestly, I'm starting to think walking can maybe be a little bit underrated sometimes against these characters, and get like early access to like shield. I would say in this matchup as well to be careful with like backers due to Samus fair. Oh wait, what happened? Maybe that was something in the video that made it lag. Okay, yeah. It stops there every time, that's unfortunate. Ooh. Yeah, it really feels like you default to like, yeah, jump aerials that honestly don't really have that much of a chance to land. HDMI, thank you for the 2 months, buddy. Thank you so much. Oh my god, that dash tag is like so strong now. Ah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Alright, ledge trapping. Nice. Ah. Yeah, you're going a little bit too low there. Also, like, when you try to edge guard, you... Psycat, thank you for the 19 months, buddy. Thank you so much. Normally, when you try to edge guard people, you don't want to, like, be too close horizontally, because it makes it harder to, like, protect the stage. Normally, you want to keep, like, quite a bit of a distance, and, like, this distance here is fine. But now, like here, you're like way too low, and Blades is very high, and the horizontal distance is very low. So it's like, in this type of scenario, it's going to be incredibly hard and probably like impossible in many occasions to actually cover if they act correctly. So normally, don't try to give them like... Don't try to get them too close to you at first. Often you want to be like, you know, like one backer distance away pretty much. Like Inkling's backer is a very, like it reaches very far. So being like one backer distance away is pretty good. But being slightly diagonally below is fine too, so you can kind of like jump up and backer them. But if they try to fall down, it's harder for them to actually hit you. The reason is because like if you're below, like if you jump, they are you know still falling down, right? Like that's like their default position where they like keep falling. But if they are falling down to hit you, you are still falling as well, right? Unless you jump, of course. So it pretty much gives you an advantage in the mix-up game. Yeah, it feels like with Inkling too that like this is a tricky part with Inkling, but it feels like you default to way too many rollers that are from way too far away. Like this is a very far distance. Normally these type of rollers, especially offline, they will only really like connect from this far distance is maybe on a tech chase scenario where you start early and you get the read on the roll. But if it's not like a tech chase scenario, like it just gives them so much time. So yeah, try to minimize rollers from non-close distance. Yeah, getting hit by a lot of projectiles here. Inkling's Splat Bomb is not really going to help much in this matchup. It takes way too long time to charge. So pretty much forget about Ink Bombs or Splat Bombs unless you use it for ledge trapping. That's pretty much the only time I could see you want to use it in this matchup. Oh no, that's up smash, up smash. It's so important to recognize when you have like a guaranteed up smash. Yeah, that would have been kill, but now you have to like, yeah, try to ledge trap again. So normally, my experience, I'm not the best at ledge trapping, but in my experience, so normally when you ledge trap with Inkling, you want to like put a Splat Bomb so it lands by the ledge. And then after that, if you think they're gonna jump from ledge, you preemptively throw out a short hop fair, and they hopefully jump into it, right? If you think they're gonna do a regular stand-up or get-up attack from ledge, you just stay and shield. Sometimes you can like stay shield, drop shield, take the shield back up again, kind of like baiting them. So if you think they're gonna do one of these things, you make sure to have shield when a potential get-up attack happens. And if they do get-up attack, you can, you know, up smash out of shield. Sometimes you can drop shield, down smash. Depends on the get-up attack. Not every get-up attack in the game has the same amount of like end lag. And if they do a regular stand-up, you can, on reaction, get grab or up smash. Up smash is annoying to get, in my experience, but you can do it. So if it kills, I mean, and you're consistent at it, then that's perfect. If they roll, it's really hard, actually, to drop shield and then dash and back throw them on reaction, but it is possible. What I tend to do sometimes is just, like, if I notice they roll, is to jump out of shield back air. It doesn't always give the best reward, but at very high damage, it at least still gives you stage control. So yeah, basically it comes down to, if they jump, do something, like do the fair preemptively. If they do the other options, you can react. And by other options, I mean regular stand-up, get up attack, or roll. If they drop from ledge and jump aerial, normally, in my experience, the best is to use dash away, like drop shield, dash back, and then try to punish them. Yeah, it's still like, yeah, way too many of those desperate aerials. I know I've said it a lot, but they are very important, and I feel like you do lose a lot of mileage on it. It's like you're trying to attack when you're way too far away. And yeah, I'm always saying it, trying to help you improve. I think Blades could have upped the shield there. And that dash attack, it's crazy how far it sends. Yo, thank you for the bits, buddy. Thank you so much. Oof. Alright. Yeah, I still feel like we have gone over important aspects of Inkling, Shulk, Inkling, Samus. But okay, PT Samus this time. Honestly, I could see it being, just thinking about it, I could see Charizard being very annoying to play. I'm not an expert on this matchup by any means, but yeah, Charizard I could see be really hard to get in. Fair, charge shot, missiles. So my guess is that Squirtle and Ivy will have to do like more of the carry in this matchup. The Squirtle can be very like you can play Squirtle pretty rush down. And that's honestly probably, since he's so small as well, what you want to do. Yeah, I gotta be careful with like, yeah. You gotta be careful with the projectiles though. I feel like, I'm not sure if it's that you don't really expect them, or if maybe, this could be a thing. So when people do play Smash, traditionally speaking, great players tend to pretty much exclusively look at their opponent's character, or maybe the space in between your character and the opponent's character. Well, a lot of other people actually look too much on their own character, which means that it's harder to react to what your opponent does. So if your opponent plays Samus, right, and they use a lot of projectile, and you focus on your character, then of course you're going to react slower to them throwing out projectiles. So if you are a person that focuses very much on your own character and look at your character, then you should try to learn to look at your opponent's character. Now, I'm not sure if this is the case, but I could see something like that increase the risk chances of getting hit by projectiles. Alright, gets the grab. That's a shame. Yeah, that up air you want to be like more like drifting forward. You can react on the DI from the opponent and position yourself accordingly and drift accordingly. But I mean, sometimes it can be annoying, especially online. Yep. Down throw, buffer, up B. Nice up air. Yeah, a lot of like advantage in ultimate is like it's basically a 50-50. In this type of scenario here, it's like, oh, am I gonna throw out the aerial or wait for the air dodge? That's basically what it comes down to. And then you have to guess. If you think they're gonna air dodge, then wait it out. If you think they're not gonna air dodge, then attack right away. But if you predict that they're gonna attack or air dodge, or if you do predict that they're not gonna air dodge, and you attack and they do air dodge, normally what you want to do is to like drift in a position so you still keep stage control. So what happens here for Coffee is that he attacks, but he drifts to the ledge, while Blades drifts towards the stage, and Blades is in a pretty okay spot now. So it's like, in that position, it's like, even if you don't get the reward of like hitting your opponent, you still maintain a better position in the next sequence. I like to see some more Razor Leaf too. Like Ivysaur's Razor Leaf, it's actually like relatively fast. And it could also like disrupt Samus from charging as easily. And see, like that, even like that first, like that Razor Leaf there, it even took away a charge shot of that size. Another thing that is like important, like I know Samus up throw is strong, so it doesn't apply as much to Samus as some other characters. But on those like high percentages, when you have a dash attack that kills, a lot of people like to run up dash attack and kill. If Samus dash attack kills but not the up throw, then it's a higher chance that a lot of people will fish for that dash attack. So it's like, if you're baiting them into like, oh, I'm not shielding, and then you shield at the last moment, you can often get like a decent punish with many characters. I mean, Izor's up smash specifically is very slow, but like with Charizard, for example, I noticed when I played the boss that he liked to do that. Like shield at the last moment on the dash attack and you just get an up smash kill with Olimar. Like in Ultimate, it's so many times you have to like really fight that temptation of trying to kill early. And some players, like, a lot of their success basically comes down to denying early kills and then kills you based on your lack of patience. It normally works better in this type of game than Melee as well, because being off the level is not nearly as risky, which means that people can afford to use much more shields. Yep, that's another shard shot. Yo, Crash, thank you for the bits, buddy. Not something I have considered. Not something I have considered, but who knows. And Duckies, thank you for the sub, buddy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this one with Charizard, Fire Breath, you normally have to be even closer to the ledge and angle it down. So it kind of like hits below the ledge. Because this type of scenario here, you can kind of see that it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's a lot of, yeah, like this theme continues with PT that you had with Inkling, where you kind of like very like greedily, like in a greedy fashion, like jump or air dodge into your opponent, and it keeps getting you punished. It's like, it's almost like you want a little bit too much. Oh, good tech. Ah, that's unfortunate. No. Yeah, you really gotta look out for those. It really does feel like Blaze is doing a good job at like catching just as you're about to like, you know, drop shield and then dash. But the thing is also, he does get so many because you do it like right away all the time. It's very important to like not only mix up what you do, but which timings you do things. Like some people believe that when they see an aerial or a strategy, that it can be applied one way. But the same move or the same tactic, depending on how you time it, makes it significantly harder for your opponent. Like, let's say you do an aerial, for example. The fact if you do it in place, drifting forward or drifting backwards, you use the same move, but it's like 3 different applications of the move, right? And the same thing with like when you try to like drop shield and dash in, for example. Like even if of course like that doesn't have like drift back or a drift forward if you're always going in, but the fact that you like mix up the timing makes it significantly harder to get accurate charge shots. But if you're always acting early, then the Samus should always try to cover the early timing, and that's what happening. It's happening a lot here. Damn. Wait, that was the 3rd match in this one. All right, so we're gonna move on to our 2nd one. So we have two games in this video as well. Pulsar, thank you for the 27 months, buddy. All right, so back to Inkling, Samus. So let's see how this match turns out. Also, in general, I feel like it's been very like too few grab conversions. Too little back airs. It's been like a lot of greedy nairs and fairs. But back air, when it comes to aerials, is your main tool. Yeah, a lot of those full hop aerials, they gotta stop. They gotta stop. Ah. Yeah, this is also another example of what I'm trying to say here. Like when a projectile comes down here, wait, let us go back a tiny bit more again. When a projectile comes like here and you have already jumped, you can fall down and kind of shield here, and you're not really gonna be in a bad spot. You also could jump up to the like middle platform. You could wave land down as well if you want to. It's a bit laggy, but the distance is very far away between you, Coffee, and Blades. But here instead what happens is that you jump and now you try to attack. And this is another one of those greedy scenarios. Sometimes if you end up in a tricky spot that are like, oh, this projectile is annoying, then put yourself in a position that don't really put you at risk is often better than, yeah, try to like close the gap right away and fall down with a greedy aerial. Yeah, this is also very important. Like when you hit a move, it's very important to know like, do I have a follow-up here or not? As soon as this backer was hitting, it should eventually become second nature to be like, all right, do I have a true follow-up here or no? If you have a true follow-up, go for it, traditionally speaking. And if you do not, then it's like, what escape options do my opponent have? What can he do here? He could technically air dodge, like just back down to the ground. He could jump away off to go off stage and then, you know, put himself in a ledge trap scenario. He could fall down with an aerial. He could jump to the platform. And basically you have to like make an educated guess on what he's gonna do and act accordingly. Like, if he's gonna throw out an early aerial, for example, sometimes it can be good to parry. If you know that the character has a lot of laggy moves, shield up smash might be a good option. If he's gonna jump to the platform, you want to cover that. So it's very important to know, like, which escape options do my opponent have, and which ones of my option beats each one of those. I understand, Coffee. I understand. It's just like some of those, it's basically impossible for me to like I can't always tell if something is like an execution mistake or not. So yeah, like if you know that like this scenario was a mis-execution, then you know that already. Very important, to like try to be as honest with yourself as possible. That's something I always tell people, of all skill levels as well. But yeah. Yeah, that was a failed up rubber. Yeah, pressing the second jump too early. I actually hate up dropper online. It's so annoying. Oh. Yeah, normally speaking, sometimes I do this mistake too. But okay, so you did a down tilt here. And you can see that you are starting to like dash pretty early here. If you do dash here away, often it's a sign that either you believe that they're gonna roll in or they're gonna drop jump aerial. If they are about to, like, if you dash and they are rolling, you gotta put yourself in a position to use up smash. If it kills, of course. Because the jump backer, even if you do land it, it gives nothing. I sometimes do that myself, go for the backer, but the reward is actually like so little. If the up smash actually kills, it's just better to do that, assuming that you are in time. But that's like a scenario I see kind of often. Like, not in this set review, but like, I just mean like in general. And I know that I've done that mistake myself too, so it's like... yeah, be careful with those run backers. Like, Inkling's backer basically never becomes untechable. So it's like, even if you do get this backer against a good player, that should actually, like, practically never be a kill. And what happens if you land this backer against someone that techs is basically that you are gonna be in a ledge trap scenario. So this one is not worth it. If you know that it turns into an untechable, then it's fine, right? But if it doesn't, you basically put yourself in a bad position. So it's just better to stay on stage here. Better to stay on stage and then do the ledge trap flow chart that I told you about. Oh, the parries. Let's go. Alright, that jump was good. That jump was good. There you needed to jump away. That was good. Yeah, you do a lot of like drop aerials, either with fair if they're not like by the wall yet, or the backer. But honestly, like many times in this game, it's just better to stay on the stage and ledge trap. It makes me sad to say it, but it is also true. Oh, I like that one better though, because okay, so what happens here is that many times here you have been dropping with an aerial, right? And Blades has kind of been able to get back for free. So this air dodge here, if you dropped aerial, he would have been fine with this air dodge. But now when you didn't attack with an aerial, you actually had a chance to kill him here. I'm not even sure if this crossed your mind when you played, but this is like a perfect example of you dropped aerial so many times. Blades probably, at the very least, in the back of his/hers mind, was like, oh, I can air dodge here, it's safe. You didn't do the aerial immediately, and now you created an opportunity to kill. But the issue was that you drifted back so much that, you know, the opportunity was gone. So basically here, you should have not drifted backwards any longer and just covered this. Oh, let's go. Yeah, that's another one. Like, see? This one happened again. This one we went over earlier. This down tilt and then a quick roll from Samus. You did default to jump, which is not as bad in this scenario since the percentage is so low. But in this scenario, I'll probably rather just recommend getting the grab. Platform is close, so if Blades DIs to the platform, then you get like good follow-ups. Even if he doesn't, you can still like cover, you know, no DI or like DI behind with like nairs, backers, and so on. Oh. Let's go. I think, yeah, you could have jabbed there. That could have been a rapid jab. Yeah, Coffee, don't, like, yeah, like, I know you probably don't, but yeah, don't take, like, stupid comments too much to heart. It does take courage to, like, show matches where, where you have been losing and try to learn from it. Too many people, especially on the internet, like, they would never dare doing something similar. It's just much easier to, like, try to trash on other people. So, cred to you, cred to you. Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you waited a little bit longer there, but honestly, it was like kind of like, it was looking like, oh, is it gonna reach, is it not? So, I understand releasing the down smash early. Ooh. Yeah, Blades clearly has a habit of rolling a lot too. So honestly, like, make it look like you're gonna attack, but then cover a roll option instead is better. Like here, Blades is holding shield, right? And Blades loves these panic rolls. So in this scenario, you could actually gamble on if he rolls in to just do an early roller. And if he rolls in, well, then match might be over. And if he rolls like the other direction, well, I mean, you're still going to be safe. No. Oh. Yeah, you're ledge trapping. Yeah, okay, that's that scenario again. Every time you do this down tilt, Blades roll. This is like the third or fourth time. You go and down tilt the ledge when he still has invincibility, and then he rolls. Like, this is like similar to, you know, the backslash scenario in the first match with Shulk, that Blades is using like quite a few tricks that he gets away with a lot, but you don't really punish it. So it's like, it can be hard when you're playing a match to, you know, try to keep attention to like all habits, but it's so important because most people, even top players, have habits. Everyone has habits. It's just that how well can you hide them, pretty much. And the lower level you go, traditionally speaking, they have less mix-ups and they use them more often as a result. And then if you go all the way to like the top players, they have so many more mix-ups, which also means that they're not going to happen as often on average. Which is part of the reason that they are harder to read, because they have more mix-ups to begin with, and they are smarter when to use them. So yeah, it's very, very important, like, how do people act when they are on the ledge? How do they act when they are cornered? How do they act when they are above you? Oh, that grab reached. Yeah, that's another one of those greedy aerial / air dodge scenarios. And yeah, it sadly costed you the game. But I mean, I think after this set review that you're gonna be much more aware of it. I can try to like point it out when we play as well, when some of those habits that come up when we play, that we went over this set as a reminder, like, oh, like, now this greedy aerial happened, or, oh, now you down tilted the ledge, it was not ready for the roll. Like, those type of things, like, I can, like, try my best to remember to, like, pinpoint, at least on occasion. Alright, final match. Oh, that fair almost landed. Yeah, I was about to say, that should be a grab. Ooh, okay, got the down throw double up air, but not... Yeah, that one you needed to dash forward up air on. That could have been more, but... Decent start on that follow-up. Yep, gotta be careful in the air, not drift in too much against Shulk. His range too big. Oh yeah, those early uppies, like, I know you didn't have access to water gun, but water gun destroys people that do bad uppies. Yeah, I was about to say Ivy. And, okay, you had the right idea, though. You had the right idea, but, yeah, I didn't get the punish. Okay, well, that was... not the way I would have punished it, but this is like one of the habits we pointed out earlier, that blades love to like roll. I mean, if you were gonna predict the roll here, it would have been better to just do it with a move that was actually gonna kill. Because I mean, Bullet Seed is even more like you're in, how do you say, more a lag from your move than like an F smash, but the reward is not as high. So I mean, you had a good read on the scenario, but then you should have acted with a move that actually killed. Oh yeah. Up smash can be annoying to like hitting behind. And yeah, that was another one of those greedy aerials. It would have been better to just like take the ledge. Oh yeah, that down air, multi-hit. Gotta remember to shield it all. Ooh, let's go. Yeah, we still don't really see any parries against Shulk. Like, Shulk is so much harder to fight if you don't parry. he can use spam his like same aerials over and over. Like if Parry wasn't in the game, that would by default make Shulk a lot better. And I mean, he's already really good. But I mean... Ah, that hurts. That hurts. I mean, you did get some punishes here for sure, but it feels, Coffee, like you're never really waiting for the air dodges. It might just be against this opponent and not in general, but it's something that can be good to remember. Because a lot of people spam air dodges when they're above. And yeah, that was the panic roll from Blades again. And that was the side B again. Maybe? Nah. Oh. I guess the video is like lying in there for whatever, yeah. No. Yeah, it's like you gotta fight that instinct. You gotta fight that instinct, Coffee. Sometimes backing off is better. Yeah. It also feels like you do really like regular stand-up from Ledge. Like, something I've been thinking about this entire set review. And yeah, it seems like you really like the regular stand-up. And the thing is, that is very hard to punish online. But offline, especially really good players, will consistently punish that. I would have gone for down throw, trying to get upper started. Maybe it doesn't work against Shulk's Shield Monado. I'm not 100% sure actually, but... Oh my god, I can't believe Blades... I can't believe it, but it's like... That could have been kill. That could have been a kill. Since he still had Smash Monado. Also, when Shulk does his up B, you can actually spike him. With Ivy, you can actually spike that up B very easily. Or maybe not very easily, but quite easily at least. And with Charizard, you can spike it too. It's a little bit harder with Charizard though, for sure. Alright, alright. That was the 5th game. Coffee, I hope this set review was helping you. I know like some of the habits we did repeat a lot of times, but I do like to do that when I do set reviews to really like show my point that like this point is important, this one is important, this one is important, because I feel like often if you tell people like once or maybe twice, it's easier to like default it to like, oh, but it's not that bad, right? But if you see it like maybe 5, 6, 7 times, it's like, oh damn, that's like actually like really important. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this set review. I hope you feel like you have learned from it and that you will continue to go back, watch these matches and learn hopefully even more from it. And for everyone else that was watching, I hope you guys learned a thing or two as well. So yeah, thank you, Coffee, and hope you all enjoyed.